Are you on a forklift?
Yeah, yeah.
You are a son of a bitch.
Un saluto a
Eh,
tutti.
Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the AJC. I'm happy to bring to you guys a special show, just casual, impromptu. It's very important to me to have this guest on with me because he's very opinionated and he's a great guy and he runs the JOFC official fan club Hollywood. I'm happy to welcome for the first time, hopefully of many, to the channel, Matteo Rubinato. Matteo, how are you doing?
Hi, Alberto. Nice word. Thank you for you're too kind, honestly. There's a nice way to say that basically I'm an annoying guy. Yeah, I guess my wife would agree with you.
You know what? I love it. The more opinionated fans are, I love it. It's passion coming through, and we're going to get your thoughts on everything this season as a whole. We don't usually do lives at this time, so this should be good for a lot of our subscribers that don't get to catch our morning shows because usually I record when my kids are sleeping, my wife sleep at 5:30 in the morning. So this is a nice treat for everybody that we're just close to 8 p.m. our time. So there you go. And
Yeah,
we got
right.
Master G joining us from Burbank. All right, there you
Hey,
go.
Master G, you should come on one of our watch party.
There you go. Make a watch party with
Yeah,
them. We got Lorenzo. He's also on the West Coast. Look
yeah,
at that.
Lorenzo.
So
Oh,
we
yeah,
got the
Lorenzo is a
West Coast
member
crew
actually.
now.
Lorenzo.
There
Yeah,
you
Lorenzo, we
go.
miss you in the chat actually.
Beautiful. So we are now going to be posting, all right? So we had a big announcement coming on the weekend, and obviously John Groh, our friend, was there for
Our brother.
JOFC Day, okay, which was fantastic. So now we're partnered up with the amazing North American fan clubs. It's an honor for us to be the voice and channel, and now we can bring you closer to all the work that these clubs do, which is tremendous. So credit to you, Matteo, for all that you do, and you guys at Hollywood. We see the fantastic stuff you're doing in terms of your watch parties and the live videos and the reactions. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. It's
We
amazing.
should we
So
should add some beep sometime, but it's okay. It's nice because it's live. It's real, and yeah. Well, anything, all of what we done, won't be possible. It wasn't being possible without the guy that's run the thing with me is Giulio, and then Francesco, and then everybody from the club. We just have an amazing community that we're building up. Okay, because we barely 1 year that we started. Yeah, we started with this club, but we already had like so many events, so many watch party, couple of dinners, pickup games, soccer PK, many events to come. So we are excited because tomorrow we are Maurizio, was one of our big fan is gonna be in Torino for Juventus Inter, and then I gonna be in Torino for Juventus Sport Lisbon, and then Giulio is gonna be for Juventus Napoli. So hopefully we're gonna have a lot of content to put out there. So and of
beautiful.
course we're gonna be ready for we're gonna have a watch party on Saturday for Juve Lazio Juve actually, and so if Mr. G wanna join, just let us know.
There you go. There you go. Now, everybody, I will be posting posters for their watch parties as well. I'll always keep you guys
Yeah,
in the
thank
loop
you.
through our channel so that
No,
you'll
thank you
know
to
where
you.
to find them, okay? And we've got great stuff here. Look at everybody's pumped up for this special time at 8 p.m. here. Unprecedented. Great stuff. Not working today? No, I work today, but we're doing this, and I'm gonna be back at 5:30 in the morning, getting you
Oh
ready for the
shit.
game tomorrow. Okay, so we don't stop here at the AJC. All right. 4 in the morning for Leicester, and he still didn't want to miss this show. That's amazing. Thank you, everybody. Joseph
Wow.
said he had a great time this summer seeing Juventus in LA. That was a beautiful, beautiful time. And these guys went to work making it very special for the fans, the fan clubs. You guys did
A lot of
incredible. It was
work.
top notch.
Well, you were there with us. You were not in the curva, and I must say that. I must say that
That's
you were not in the curva with
not
us.
by my choice. And that was actually something I was not happy about.
But yeah, we put I think a great show because honestly, well, John is like our coordinator for North America. He's a brother to me basically, and it's crazy. He's crazy as you get, honestly. And you made me mention Juve, and he's there, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
go crazy. And while you still have to meet Pietro from Vancouver, then man, Are
I
you
met
already met
Pietro.
Andrea?
I'm gonna go do a watch party live in Vancouver with
Okay. Oh, I
Pietro and
love
the
it.
crew there.
I love. Oh, Pietro is amazing. And then you already
Pietro's a
had
great,
Andrea
great guy.
for yeah, Andreas for San Diego, and yeah, you see what we are. We are all about, of course, Juventus. Okay, but we are all about community, getting together, creating something that is gonna be more than watching a game together. And because I'm Italian, living like in the United States, about for like a 6 year and a half. So I share some common background with Giulio. That's the reason we started this, because we're gonna create something for life to feel a little less lonely than what we could be. Oh,
There
it
you
was done in
go.
the Okay, yeah, I was the
Beautiful,
one with the
beautiful.
megaphone. I was.
Now,
My
we've got a lot to talk about. I'm always right now. This season has been almost unprecedented for Juventus in terms of all the obstacles and hurdles we'd have to overcome. So I look very much forward to hearing Matteo's thoughts about it. But first, we have tradition here at the AJC. When we have somebody on the show for their first time, we love to find out how they fell in love and became Juventini. So Matteo, if
Okay.
you could share your story, that would be amazing.
Sorry, it's going to be super short. Okay, I have a question for you. They asked me how they can text in the chat. Did they need to do a subscription on to be able to text in the chat on
Sorry?
YouTube? They
YouTube?
knew that they needed a subscription to text in the chat, or is free?
Yes, 5 minutes. So 5 minutes subscription, and then they're in the live chat.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's answered the question. My why Juventino? Oh, it's super easy. If look, you see, I'm a big guy. Okay, I really. So if I wanted to eat, I had to go. I had to be a Juventino. So easy and simple and short story, and it's a true story. So I don't think my dad will allow me to be anything else than what I am right now. So
There you go. That's
actually, I
that's
guess
amazing.
he has done a better job than what I'm doing with my son.
Oh yeah?
No
Oh,
one is not showing much interest in any sport until now. So, but I'm not
okay.
rushing anything.
Well, not interest in sports better than interest in a rival, okay? So that's okay. That's okay. But that's good. Short
So,
and sweet, basically. From the father, and you wanted to eat. There you go. It's Juventus. Short
yep,
and sweet indeed. Now,
yep.
Matteo, this particular season has fans' opinions very much divided in terms of how they feel about Max Allegri, how they feel about, obviously what's happening with all the cases and investigations and everything. And Max Allegri's work this season, the players themselves and the roster. I want to get you to kind of start off with just your general thoughts in this particular season and this particular Juventus that we are seeing, and maybe from the start to the season and how you feel now and what's kind of changed, what you see.
Well, look, being a Juventus fan nowadays, and there's going to be, especially this year, but even the last 2 or 3 years, is stressful. Okay, it's stressful. Honestly, this year it looks like a 3 or 4 completely season. Okay, with everything that happened. Okay, and hey, I below. How are you doing? And I don't even know where I should start talking about this season. Okay, because honestly, when the season starts, I have expectation. I love the transfer market that they had. I love the bringing back Pogba. I love Di
Yeah,
Maria. I even love Paredes actually when they bring them along. And then, well, the feeling that what I've been hearing is that the team already sensed that something was about to happen. Okay, so they were not focused. They were not, so the beginning was really, we were struggling in the beginning, until like a right before that the World Cup break. And honestly, I'm always been a Allegri fan, but after with the defeat against Monza, I was ready to move on. Okay,
yeah,
I'd be and I know, and especially in the last 3 4 years, and the last couple of years that Allegri was a fan, was a coach. I had no idea why people is so critical with Allegri. Okay, and is a perfect coach? Obviously not. He's a great coach, yes. Okay, and honestly, right now, I don't think there is a better coach for us than Allegri. Okay, with everything that happened. Okay, and I don't have to recap all the things that happened in the last 6 months, okay, I think any other coach other than Allegri would now we were struggling, maybe bottom on the right side of the standing. Okay, so is it gonna stay next year? I wanted to. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still focused on this season. There is two trophy that I really I would love to win. Winning Coppa Italia, winning Europa League would be amazing. Coppa Italia because that means that we're gonna beat Inter another time. So it's always good beating Inter. Okay, and winning a Europa League, I mean, that would be the first European trophy since 1997 when we won the Super Cup against Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, so, and I'm still mad. Look, I'm still mad with Conte about what happened in 2014.
Yeah.
Because they focus on the 102 points and not focus on the semi-final against Benfica. Okay, funny story. Giulio had tickets for the final. Okay, and then so the final was going to be playing Turin. Okay,
Yeah.
and Juventus didn't make the final because we couldn't score one goal on Benfica. Okay, long story short. And so right now I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know because what we're doing in the Serie A in this season, I think it's nothing short than amazing. Okay, with everything that happened, and I have no idea why people is focused about. I don't care. I'm telling you, I'm an humble fan. Okay, I'm really humble. You will win. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I don't care. We play good against Roma. We could play good against Roma. We 2 or 3 posts. We had a couple of chances. Okay, so we played this again. We lost 1-0. I was mad. So I don't care about the XG, expected goal, key passes, all the kind of stuff. Ball possession. To me, football is an easy sport. Okay, you need let the guy play. Then of course, football evolved as every sport, as everything aspect in his life. Okay, but I don't think anybody could have made a better job than what Allegri did this season.
Yeah, and you summed it up exactly how I felt, and what I've been saying on the show is at the start of the season we reached a point where we were ready to move on because it was so bad. And I said it at that time, I don't think he can turn it around, but he did. He did. And it's an incredible job. It's incredible work. I agree with you in the Mercato because I thought they worked very, very methodically and pretty smart for what they had to do, because if people keep forgetting that Juve's main objective was to bring in players, but also bring down that salary wage that was getting out of control. They managed to do that. We're not in the clear. And sometimes people think it's like the video game where you could just snap your fingers and change your roster and everything's good and you can move forward. It's not so easy. And even this summer, we're going to see Juventus make a lot of interesting decisions because we may have some players coming back. Deals are not final with Zakaria. Arthur is going to be somewhere where we're probably going to take a hit financially.
He's going to be painful.
Yeah, the McKennie deal, we need it to be finalized. There's good signs there from Leeds. They want him. But even still, there's a lot of uncertainty, right? And more focus on these young players, these young guns. Miretti, Fagioli have been able to integrate themselves pretty good. We still have Illing Jr. that we need to, I think, incorporate more. There's rumors swirling about him selling. We have Houston in the youth sector. We have Yildiz, who's impressing now with Next Gen. He's getting that next step forward. It's looking good. Rovella in the summer to come back and potentially join with the team. Max Allegri, in his own press conference, said eventually we could probably get to somewhere where 8 or 9 of these guys take part. Agnelli said in his farewell speech that it's going strong, that project. Eventually you could see maybe 50% of younger guys in that lineup. Some fans are getting nervous and they're getting scared about it. And because their thought is Juventus is not like one of these feeder clubs and not to groom these talents. Juventus needs to be somewhere where we have the stars and maybe 1 or 2 of these exceptional phenoms for young guys. I want to get your thoughts on the youth project that Juve's working with and how you see it. And do you see a shift for, maybe what these other fans are saying about us becoming a feeder club? Because I don't really see it that way.
No, well, this is the future team. Look, we're talking about a roster of about 22, 25 player in a team, okay, you need to have like at least, I'm not gonna say half. Half is gonna be impossible to me, okay, for a team like Juventus, okay, but at least 7, 8, 9, 10 people for like homegrown talent, okay. Let me clear that I wasn't a Fagioli fan beginning of the season. I wasn't on his bandwagon, okay. I wasn't a bandwagon because he's not that young anymore. Because if you think he's a 2001, he's basically already 22, so it's not like what you consider a super young player. Okay, honestly, it changed my mind. Okay, right now, Fagioli need to be like the staple of our midfielder for the years to come. Okay, and I know there is decision to make with Rabiot. Okay, there's decision to make with, but no, I say Locatelli. Okay, I think, but Fagioli, he look like he's a star in the making. Okay, he still need to like maybe bulk up a little bit like his body. But if you see Pirlo was never like a physical player, you know. But the way Fagioli's playing, I think he's just scratching the surface of what he can do. So maybe what Allegri seen is him, like, because he's already like what is like it was 4 or 5 years ago that Allegri talked about the Fagioli. So, and I know there was a lot of criticism with Allegri because basically he didn't start Fagioli until he had to, right? Because everybody was saying, put Fagioli, like people are doing right now with Kenan Yildiz. Guys, there is a time for everything, okay?
Yeah.
So, and I would like to, we know that, I don't want to think like Allegri doesn't want to start a young player. I think Allegri want to win most of the things. So, and, but one thing that I think Fagioli make good for Fagioli is like, hey, it's basically me or nobody else at this time. So I think it took away a lot of pressure from his shoulder. Okay, so when he was allowed to play, because when he made he came out on the pitch with it was against Lecce that he made that fantastic goal. Okay, basically it was him or nobody else. And honestly, from that point on, it was impossible to take him away.
Yeah,
it was impossible to get out. So I'm a huge fan of Miretti. Miretti may need to go away from 1 year, like in a team like Empoli on a league, like on a low tier team, because to play a full year, basically having what Fagioli had last year with Cremonese, or like Ravella this year with Genoa. Because think about that. And Miretti is a 2003. He needs to play. He cannot be on the team and be and play probably 15, 17 games a season, okay, maybe or part of that team. So you already have Locatelli, you already have Fagioli. You have to count Pogba because, like or not, he stay on the team. Okay, hopefully next season he's gonna play more than 35 minutes. Okay,
yeah.
So this should be like your starting three, right? And then you have like Rovella coming back for sure, and Rovella is a player that needs to stay back unless somebody's gonna offer him a ridiculous amount of money, and and that moment you're gonna sell it. Okay, Paredes is leaving. Okay, so you still have Arthur, Zaccaria, McKennie. Okay, I don't think none of them are gonna stay. I think McKennie is gonna stay at Leeds at the end of the day, and unless they relegated, okay, in the second division. Zaccaria is not Chelsea. He will find another team. I would like to think so. The real issue is Arthur. Okay?
Arthur,
but at that point, I would like to think that Arthur would like lower his salary, because at his age, and it's basically 3 years, he doesn't play a full season or not even a half season. If you want to relaunch himself, he needs to play. Yeah. So it's about what you want to do, okay? And then you don't forget about Ranocchia. You don't forget about Nicolas Caviglia. You have many, okay, that can count. So
I think there will be some sales in the summer too, with some young guys too. I think because Juve is going to have to generate some money.
Maybe loans.
Yeah, well, and Miretti, that's interesting you say that, because I said the same thing. I put a tweet out and I said, I think next season I'd be happy with Miretti potentially going out on loan. And there was some backlash there. I'm a huge fan of
Miretti. Huge fan of Miretti.
Yeah, there's and I like Miretti too. And people were acting like I said sell the kid. All I said was put him out on loan for 1 year. I think it'll do him good for continuity and to get used to that game and whatnot. Sule is another guy that I see a lot of potential in, but I think, he needs more minutes. We know that he wanted to stay. He didn't want to take the loan in January. That might have been the best thing for him, because he's even criticized himself for it, whatnot. But here's the thing. When you look at these young guys, it's very difficult And I don't really necessarily blame Allegri like a lot of people choose to. The reason is this: Illing Jr. comes up, and you could see him in the chat too. So Animesh says, why does Allegri want to convert Illing to a midfielder though? I don't see it.
No,
So I
man,
don't
it's
think.
not true. He didn't
No,
say
no.
that.
So Allegri's not looking at converting Illing to a midfielder.
No.
Okay, he simply said that he thinks he's got characteristics to do it. I don't think he's going to do it. And the reason is this: Max Allegri, and this is the same reason he probably held back a while for Fagioli, because in the setup we have landed on now, there are certain roles that are extremely important, more important than some other ones. The problem with Illing Jr. is there's probably two possibilities of where he could play. Obviously, the main one is a second to Kostic, but Kostic has proved himself crucial to what Juventus
Yep.
does on the pitch. That's problem one. The only other area Illing Jr. would be able to go and play, in my opinion, is the second forward. That is also crucial for this Juventus because that is where Allegri has been using his main creative piece. And at
Right.
times he's had to go with two strikers, but usually it's Milik. Very rarely did we see Dushan and Keane, and that didn't look too good. But those
No.
roles are extra important, and especially across the middle. So
Yeah.
do not expect Illing Jr. to be playing in the
It
middle.
depends. It depends what. Look, at this point, I would like to think that Allegri is going to stay next year because, of course, with the situation that's going on, I think having a change at a manager is the least of our worries right now because we have too much on our table to think about a manager change. And
Yeah.
who you going to bring up? Because you're going to bring up a guy like Dionisi that I love it, but he's totally not expert at this level. You're going to bring like Italiano that I like it, but he needs he has to prove himself at that level too. So, and we're
Yeah.
still dealing with a lot of shit, if I'm allowed to say that.
Oh yeah.
And Allegri right now, I think is the must is the best solution if you want to stay, because I think this year is weighing on his shoulder. Okay,
Yeah.
but and so he needs to decide: are we keep playing this 3-5-2, 3-5-1-1, or we going back to a four line of defense like Allegri always like to play,
Yeah.
And because if you play like a 4-3-3, Ealing could be like the one of the winger, okay? Yeah. So and back to Ealing, Julie, it's too late to do that with Miretti. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, this
Honestly,
is a question I was going to ask you because this is what I was hit with too. Is psychologically it would feel like a
no, I don't
demotion to
think
him.
so.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he shouldn't see that this way. But I'm not him, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I wouldn't see.
Sorry, just got a
He would
little
benefit
choppy
for
there
it.
with
I would think
Matteo
so,
there, but
but it's
yeah, I don't see it as being a
okay.
demotion. He's got to look at it at the way it is. It's got to benefit him to get more minutes and more continuity, and maybe it just, especially this year for the young guys with the pressure of the 15-point penalty and everything else. That's a lot for these kids. Even Fagioli to
Wow.
have to
Yeah.
make a name for himself during the turmoil of this season, that takes a lot from these kids. So I'm actually impressed with all our young guys in how they
Yes.
came in and how they approached their minutes that they got into, right?
If you think about how he played the game against Inter,
Yeah.
and maybe Sule would look. I think Sule can do a lot. He needs to build a body.
Yes.
Okay. You need to improve, of course. This is 2003, and think about this, okay? Because in the last 2 weeks, one of the name we heard and we read a lot on Twitter was Retegui, right? That nobody knows who he's in because I think he's playing with Tigres in Mexico, okay? And he has 23, 24 years old. So he's not an old guy, but he's not super young either. Think about what Argentinians do right now, okay? Because if you look at soccer right now, we don't have a lot of striker out there. Because if you take away Vlahovic, you take away Haaland, you have the Lewandowski, the old guard, okay? But you don't have that many strikers, okay? You have oh my god, the Lautaro and the Alvarez. Sorry for Argentina. Okay, what the
Alvarez, yeah.
Argentina did? Argentina, when there was like the world conversation about having Sule call up with the Italian national team, okay, Argentina calling when he was playing with basically the Juventus the U team and the next gen. He called they call him. I think they call him the guy playing with Manchester United, Garnacho. I think they call him too. I think
Oh,
so. I'm not sure about that, but they're basically calling all the young and promising guy, so they not let basically other federation picking them up. Okay, they didn't do it with the Retegui because they're but they call Sule. If you think about that,
mm-hmm.
so I would like to keep Sule an idea, but a lot is gonna be how we gonna play, because if he's gonna play, if he wanna play the 3-5-2, there's not gonna be a lot of room for
Yeah,
Sule for sure.
yeah,
So it depends what you want to do, but that's gonna be next year. So I don't want to think about that right now. Let's more focus about about Ealing Junior. One thing I like to say, he was amazing against Benfica when he came in. He was amazing against Inter when he came in. Okay. Other than that, he has not impressed me. Okay. It's not, that doesn't mean anything. Okay. And maybe Allegri may have started the last week against Verona, but think about that. It's a must-win game, okay? After like an international break, okay? And he feels safe with Quadrado in the Sciglio. I'm not gonna blame the guy for that. He won the game,
yeah.
so he's right.
Yeah. I think in general, like my thoughts with the young guys and stuff, I like the way Juventus is doing it right now, and I think everything's working out good. I'm not gonna lose my mind if a couple of these guys go out on loan because they can use it, you know. And here's Master G saying that for him, Sule made quite a few mistakes his last performance, especially in decision making, and that's normal with the young guys. You're gonna
He needs
get that.
he needs experience. He
And
needs
this is
experience.
exactly it. And that's why sometimes, you know, they go out there in these other scenarios that are a little bit less pressure, you know, than the shirt of Juventus, and it can help them. It can help them grow and
But
develop.
check,
Now, in keeping it with the weight of the shirt, okay, Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic, this has fans all over the place, okay? I'm going to show you one comment here.
it's not about Vlahovic the issue, and
This is
about the
from
Sule.
Jeremiah. He
Look
says,
at what the dirty work that Sule did on Brozovic against Inter. That's not gonna show on the scorecard, on the ones, but it basically was screening Brozovic for most of the game. So okay,
yeah. But in terms of Dusan, the weight of the shirt, we know the comments between him and Luca Toni back and forth or whatever. Then Max Allegri said in the press conference, he said it's different when you wear the shirt
of
of
course.
Juventus and there is more pressure. He was only at Fiorentina one season. What are your thoughts on Dusan Vlahovic and his season with Juventus right now?
I, I think he's an amazing player, an amazing guy. And look, if Arsenal, let me name Arsenal, okay, come here and give me, okay, $100 million for all 100 million for Dusan, you're gonna sell him. There is no other way. Let's be clear about that, okay? There is no other way, okay? But I think he did good, but he needs to improve in a lot of things.
Yeah.
I was a really below average striker, okay, and the way I see Vlahovic moving around is too erratic, is too like random. It doesn't. Is too sometimes. If it got me crazy. Sometimes he just defend the ball, play like a wall, move the ball, pass the ball back, and move around, and move away. Okay, so of course I would love to for Vlahovic to stay. Of course I was waiting. I was hoping that. I think he scored 8 goals with us this year in Serie A, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No more than that, okay? But, and speaking about Leao, since he brought the conversation, Leao, I think he has another year with Milan, I think. I think his contract expires in 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
But
so.
there is issue with his contract, okay, and Milan can be fine because of the way that Leao move away from Sporting Lisbona, okay. So there is like a lot of uncertainty. We're talking about the Leao situation, okay, and Leao, you already have like Chiesa in this position. That the Chiesa is a totally different conversation. That maybe it's going to take 3 days to talk about Chiesa. Okay, so yes, I love Vlahovic, but he needs to improve. let me bring, and you said something earlier, okay, that you don't see Vlahovic and Ken playing together, and you're totally right because a post striker. But let me tell you this, okay, Ken is criticized by everybody, me included. Okay, I think you have a guys like Ken, or Ken, that I still no idea how to pronounce his name. Okay, yeah, when the guys like Ken in the roster, you keep it because he's a guy that guarantee you 10, 50 goal per season. And every time he's playing, okay, he was already put the ball back in the net. And if you see the way that he moves in the last, what you guys call the inside the area, the final third, exactly. He moved better than Vlahovic.
Yeah.
Vlahovic, I don't see Vlahovic. He needs to learn, and if he doesn't learn with Allegri, I don't think Vlahovic can learn with anybody, with any other coach. Honestly,
Yeah.
So I hope he's gonna stay at least another season, Vlahovic.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have basically Vlahovic, you're gonna have Ken, you're gonna have Milik that is a guy that will keep in the roster under 10%, okay, especially for what he cost. You're gonna have Di Maria, you're gonna have Chiesa, okay. So and the sixth one is gonna be Sule, okay. So you basically your attack is already set up for next year, and I think it's like it's not a bad attack, it's not a bad roster about that.
Yeah. I think when I think about this Vlahovic season and whatnot, what surprises me probably the most is, while I agree with your assessment in terms of how he moves and getting involved more and doing some of the work that will help us in build-up and everything, I find it surprising that part of his game is still a struggle this deep into the season, especially with a guy like Arkadiusz Milik around, who is very good at it and very good at getting involved and reading the game and knowing where to go to be an option, be a pivot point.
Yep.
It's very hard for me to grasp why Vlahovic isn't picking this up from this guy who's been around for quite some time and is really excelling at it and fits in the system, arguably the best out of all three of them. So it's really weird for me that he's, the lowest. And his numbers show for it too, because for a while there, his scoring rate was decent, Vlahovic, but now he's actually the worst out of the three. And Keane has the highest scoring rate per minute for a goal every 156. Milik is one every 172 roughly. And Vlahovic now is over 2 games per goal scoring rate. He's at 208 minutes or whatever. That part is the one that surprises me the most, is with a guy like Milik, you'd think he's going to take advantage and learn from this guy and how he's doing well in it.
He's going to have his goals, so I'm not really that worried about that. But he needs to be more calm. It doesn't have to be a struggle, because every time he get the ball, he look is fighting a war by himself.
Yeah.
That's speaking about Vlahovic. Instead, when you see Milik, you play something, you get the ball, move away, get the ball. So it's, instead of you see Vlahovic, it looked like he wanted to show what he can do every ball that he touches. No, play your game. The goals will come. But the point to me is they're trying to criticize Vlahovic because they're attacking Allegri. They're trying to take the attacking whatever player you want on the field, is because the main focus is they want to attack Allegri. That's I think 75/80% of like all the rumors, all the critics that you read about every place, because they want to basically they're going around, since they don't want to admit that they don't like Allegri or they hate for whatever reason it is, because I think that's stupid, honestly. Because this was started years ago by no Juventus fan, when the Juventus fan was basically winning everything we were winning, okay? And Allegri was basically taking them to school, everybody, okay? But since the way we were winning, it was not enough, okay? Because we had to win every game 5-0, okay? So there was a lot of Juventus fan that fell for that, okay? And that's why we have Allegri. We had all this criticism, all this like paranoia against our player.
I'm not saying that anybody's right or wrong. Okay, Giulio here brings up a great point. Let's not forget he was dealing with injuries too. Sure. Shatterstar saying that the service is very poor. We get very few actual chances. I just want to give everybody this so that you can kind of think about
That's
this.
another. That's I'm sorry, and
it is
I respect your opinion, but I disagree.
it
I
is
disagree.
a I can see it a bit, but I want to give everybody this before you
No,
jump on that, because
of course.
Milik has had 24 shots. This is just Serie A, okay? Serie A competition. Just 24 shots in scoring 6 goals. Vlahovic has 8 to his name in Serie A, 43 shots. Even Keane has less opportunities than Dusan Vlahovic at 30. So Vlahovic is getting opportunities and he is getting shots. He is getting chances. It's not as much as we would like to see, and it feels like a lot of our games are struggles, but he is getting opportunities in there. It's not that he's not getting anything at all.
Can I ask you something? With the look, Kostic is a good player. Okay, it's not he's not the best player, but he's a good player. Can we agree on this? Okay.
Yes.
With all the ball that he's putting in the final third in the area, how many goals Ronaldo would have scored with the guy with Kostic on the left?
Yeah, probably a ton. Yeah, and again, if I think back to this season, I can already think about almost 10 opportunities that a clinical striker, a top level striker finishes that Vlahovic just doesn't seem to get for us. And
because his pain is in his mind.
Yeah, it's totally a mental thing that he must overcome. I like Dusan Vlahovic. I don't want to see him go anywhere. I'm
with you.
But I think it's fair to criticize a lot of his play this season for the most part. Now, in moving on from Vlahovic, because I don't think nothing's ever going to get solved here. Everybody's going to have their opinion and stay where they are. We just like to chat.
The point is, that's a fun part. Okay, we can talk, we can disagree. As long as we respect each other, it's totally fine, you know. And that's the way I see things. And maybe they may be wrong, honestly. You know?
Yeah,
but that's what I see. And
yeah. And it's fair, and that's the big thing is everybody, we're not trying to change anybody's mind. You guys have your pins. We love it. We love mixing it up in the back and forth. Now, I'm wearing something very special today. Amici di Nessuno, okay? Because this season, it has been more evident than ever that it is always and will be continuing on forever. Juventus versus the world, okay? I want to get your thoughts, Matteo, on all the nonsense Juventus has been facing and the points penalty. What your thoughts are in general with FIGC and Gravina and everything, because you're like my spirit animal on Twitter with all the posts.
If I talk about that, they close the channel. We maybe soon. It's easy. It's a totally bullshit. It's all political. Okay, it's all political. Okay, and I'm not gonna go into details because it's already hard talking about that in Italian. Okay, it's impossible for me to say in English. Okay, it's totally bullshit. Okay, it's totally crap. Okay, and the stupid part is like the FIGC, where the Gravinas is doing everything to get Euro 2032 from UEFA. Okay, because that's the plan behind all of this. Okay, and. In the Serie A that is basically ruled by Lotito and De Laurentiis, the move was to get Juventus in Serie B, okay, to try to make them to take the money from TV rights and share between them, okay. That's what behind all of this, and then there is the Super League shit, but this is total crap. The problem is basically right now we are fighting probably 10 wars at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the first step is going to be April 19 when they're gonna. Well, honestly, I don't see how they cannot give the points back. But even if they give the point back, the damage is already done. Yes. Don't say that the damage is already done. And after that, there's going to be the think about the pace, the salary wage. Okay, and then it's gonna be, and every day we see a journalist or supposedly journalists for Corriere di Torino, for Atletico dello Sport, or this a crap that they still sell in Italy. Okay, and throwing or talking about a new scandal, a new process, a new trial, and it's totally bullshit. And if I annoyed, I hope Juventus. Not like in 2006. Okay, I hope that if the because the sports justice is basically it's hard to define. It's not even in, with all due respect, in North Korea, you have like a judiciary system like the sport justice in Italy. Okay, because at the end of the day, the ruling should follow the law. Okay, they should allow the every part to be, should be innocent until proven guilty, right? And
Yeah.
in the sport justice, the system like it is right now is basically you are guilty until you're proven innocent. Okay, that's the opposite. So it's hard for me to explain in English, and it's even hard to speak in Italian. But let me. So we'll see. It looks like Juventus wanted to take all the way to defend this one, not like we done in 2006.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a nice part. Something that I'm mad with Juventus is because they with their tendency to not reply to all these accusations, to all this like shit talking. Okay, there was
Yeah.
like online, on TV and everywhere. Okay, they allow them to create this kind of like what you call sentimento popolare. This like I'm sure you heard about this. These words, okay, and so when you say, "Hey, which team you support?" Oh, you went, "Oh, so you're a thief." What? Like it's normal to call somebody
Yeah.
a thief, you know? And no, you should be sued if you do that. But right now, it's normal to do that, you know? And so this is what I'm mad with Juventus, honestly.
I
So
agree with you, and I've been saying the entire time that the pushback needs to be full force from Juventus. Absolutely.
in
Now,
2006, if Juventus they were ready, and actually, I think Del Piero said a couple of times, even a couple of times, the Shams too. I think they were ready to go to TAR, to the administrative
yeah,
regional court. Okay, and Montezemolo. Okay, because Blatter asked Montezemolo to intercede, and basically Juventus give up on that appeal. Okay, so basically we stay in Serie B. Okay, so I hope they're gonna go everywhere. I hope they're gonna ask for the refund. I hope they're gonna take it. And there is so many trials right now that I even
yeah.
lost count. It's difficult to keep track, you know.
And
And
that's just it. It's like right now we all feel pretty confident that, we should get the Easter gift of 15 points, but there's still the salary case that's going
yeah,
looming. And you talk about it exactly how we all feel, which is you just there's due process and ways about doing anything, but it always feels like they don't use that common sense or that standard and that precedent, and it just
no,
goes with whatever,
the
they fly by
50
the wheel,
points
right?
ruling, it's something that not even North Korea could have done. Okay, so
Yeah.
that, no, well, look, it's unbelievable because it's hard for me to explain in English. Okay, so that part the process, basically there is already two ruling. Okay, for that thing that already said that there is nothing, we cannot be sanctioned for anything. Okay, because of the phone taping, they decide to revoke that how you call it, acquitting ruling. Okay, so okay, they're allowed to do that because of the phone taping. That actually there is nothing said incriminating the phone taping, because if they, I think we have a chat, me and you, okay, on WhatsApp, I can talk shit about Giulio. I will do something on my club, okay, just because. But if you take out of the context, okay,
Yes.
it proved nothing, okay, or everything, okay. So, but at least when we were it's hard because we were acquitted for the Article 31st. I think you heard about that,
Yeah.
and then we got punished for Article 4. Well, for Article 4, we were never basically. I'm sorry. It's hard to explain, but I'm getting like nervous and everything because
You
it's
get
a
fired up, I
nonsense.
know. I know.
No, it's totally no, it's totally a nonsense. So and
Yeah. It's And that's the thing is like it's just so unknown as to what's gonna still go down, and it's a long way. And now we're hearing about the dates potentially getting dragged on for a while. Look, but I agree with you in a sense that the damage is done, and Juventus must fight full force and push back because it's just enough is enough.
Yeah,
Enough is
we
enough.
need to. We need at this point we need to find. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
enough is enough, and I hope that they're gonna fight with everything they have. I
there
hope
you
they're
go.
gonna do it.
Yeah,
So, and it looks that this one. He asked me to drink a beer so I can calm
fate una
down. I need like
birra.
a 2 or 3, honestly. No, this time I get in charge. I think it's time to go to bed from you onwards. So. But it's hard to. That's why it's hard to explain. And actually, I study law in Italy. Okay, but it's hard to explain to translating the sentences in English. And that's hard. So that's like what it should that. Appreciate even I even appreciate more what you guys do because it's hard for a system that you don't know, okay, and
Yeah.
it's hard to understand that. So, but
Well,
right
that's
now,
just it. You start a fan channel, you don't expect that all of a sudden you're going to be studying law for
dude, be a Juventus fan in the last 3 or 4 years. It's not being a fan. You have to be like a stocks expert. You have to be a lawyer. You have to be a judge. You have to be like how you call it, the one that do the taxes. I don't know what you call it. So
yeah, the
it's
accountants. Oh yeah.
yeah, accountant.
Everything. We will
It's
see. We got to take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Everybody, we like to have a session here. This will be Matteo's first Storm the Barn session. So any questions you have in the live chat about Juventus this season, anything, fire away. But right now, we're just going to talk a little bit about tomorrow because tomorrow is the first leg of the semifinal, the Coppa Italia, and it's Inter and Juventus. We're going to play them at Allianz Stadium first in our house. And Matteo, first of all, the lineup, the projected lineup. This is from Giovanni Albanese. We'll see maybe some changes
usually
because
it's
Max
reliable.
likes to. We know Allegri likes to keep his hands close to his chest. There, his cards close to his chest. But they say Perin actually to start. Gatti,
Yeah, that's for
Bremer,
sure.
Danilo, Quadrado, Fagioli, Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic with Di Maria and Vlahovic up top. How do you feel about this game going into it? What do you think if that's our lineup? How do you feel about it?
Well, maybe the best lineup we can have right now. Okay, the only issue is like we have Danilo and Quadrado. If they book another time, I think they're gonna miss the second leg. I think that's gonna be the issue. But maybe Sandro is ready to play, but honestly, taking out Danilo this time is really hard. Okay, taking out the Gatti that played the last 3 games is really hard. Okay, on the right side we have Quadrado that I'm not a fan of. Okay, and all the guys in the chat in the Juventus Hollywood chat knows about that. I'm really not. I'm grateful for all Quadrado did. Okay, for Juventus, but it's time. Okay,
Yeah.
it's time. So I think I don't see any other that the Rabiot, Fagioli, Locatelli play over there. Vlahovic will start, even if maybe King may be like a surprise because he's going to be suspended for Saturday game. Okay, but benching Vlahovic tomorrow, I think it's going to be too much, honestly.
Yeah.
And if Di Maria is ready to play, he's going to start every game. That's not a
Matteo,
only
you want to
issue.
tell me something about when they took away the winning goal from the Salernitana match?
No, it's better not.
Some choice words you
But
can't repeat on the show?
I'm just so happy and grateful that we didn't have the live reaction of that game.
Yeah. Or maybe it could have been the viral moment. Oh, that's funny.
Well,
you know
look,
what? You would have been all of us, man. You would have been
we
all of
already
us.
went viral in Juventus Inter when we scored that. I basically grabbed the number, the restaurant manager I threw it away. Okay, we went viral with a couple other things. We have like even if you go like a Inter Juve, the last time when we shared the last 2 minutes of the, I think I shared the last minute and a half or 2 minutes of the game. You can see a lot of so many bad words. It's embarrassing, honestly. And
Man.
okay, but during Juventus Inter, actually, I have my son sitting close to me. And at one moment, he looked out to me and say, "Hey, Daddy, please calm down." And I was like, "Okay."
There you go.
What am I gonna tell him?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Now,
going back tomorrow is like
we
Which
start
competition
getting
you
some
focus on?
questions in here for Storm the Barn. The first one coming
Europa.
in from Lorenzo, who was also with me in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
part of the club,
Lorenzo is a
Lorenzo, actually.
member of, I believe, your club, Hollywood.
Yes, yes.
Which competition do you focus on at the end of the season? So,
If I have to pick one, and it's easy, it has to be Europa League.
yeah, yeah,
If I have to pick one, but at this point of the season, look, it looks like a knocking on wood. You don't see my hands, okay? We're getting everybody back, okay? Hey, we are playing on three fronts. Okay, there is the way the team, I think they were playing before the international break, so we've seen what they're gonna do tomorrow. Okay, we're not scared. Of course, we're gonna. Inter is a good team. No, I still think that they are the most complete roster in Serie A. Inter. I don't like Inzaghi, but Inzaghi looked like he has a perfect relation with Coppa Italia because he was able to win it already several times. Okay, and they're coming with they lost four of the last five, I think. Okay, and we'll see, we'll see,
yeah.
we'll see, we'll see,
So
we'll see. But yeah,
Europa
if I had to
League,
pick one, Europa League for sure.
Europa League is the pick. Now, Matteo, what
I
is your
already inquired
opinion?
about flight tickets to Budapest, just to let you know.
There you go. What's your opinion on Rabiot and renewing him?
If he's want to stay, it's easy. If he want to stay at what he's getting right now, okay, he can stay. If he wants 10 million per year, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the
I
same.
don't think it's worth it.
I
Because let me look. You're from Canada, okay, but so you follow American sport. I would like to say,
Yeah.
there is something about American a pro player, especially in football. When it's gonna be the contract here, they're gonna have the best year of their life, okay, and then they got the contract and they're going back. I don't think that's gonna be a big case. I don't think because I think he grew up a lot, okay. But are you gonna pay that kind of wages to a player like Rabiot? That is definitely a key player for us in the moment, okay? But I don't see that, honestly.
I can't justify it from the fact of the point they made about a center of a project being a certain figure and them wanting to stick by that. That goes kind of against it. My thing for Rabiot, if we could work it out where it was the same salary as now and give him maybe bonus by performance, like incentives,
That might work.
I would be okay with that. But flat out like 10, just guaranteed bonus, I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, but hey, we'll see what happens at the end of the day. Maybe just because of the fact he's grown here. And I think actually with Rabiot, I get the feeling like Allegri and what happens there might also have something to do with it because he seems to have really grown and hit stride with Max because it was also towards the end of last year where Rabiot really started to come on, right? So
Yeah.
it could be a Max factor too. So we'll see.
And he looks like he cares.
Yeah.
It looks like he cares.
You know, it was actually his birthday today too, and we saw the words that he was saying to the team there. That was a nice message. It was good stuff. Yeah. And one thing I will say about Rabiot that we didn't all expect was we thought we were gonna have a certain type of arrogance or attitude, and we thought his mom was gonna be a problem too. She's been a non-issue. His mother has been a non-issue, and he has been professional, to be honest, from the get-go. Obviously, first couple of years wanted a little more performance-wise, but man, this year he's been a beast for us.
No. This year there is nothing to say about it, actually.
Now, Jeremiah says, what's your thoughts on this? For him, he would like to see Dusan sold for 100, buy Leao and a good center back and a midfielder, and then he's done. What do you think? Holy, anything else, Jeremiah? Come on. What?
I don't think you'll be able to buy Leao for Milan. Okay, you may be able to get him for free next year. Okay, who knows? Okay,
let's take Leao out of the equation. Let's just say if we sold him for 100 and we were able to buy another attacker and a good center back and a midfielder, would you be happy with making that switch?
Look, we definitely need a center back.
Yeah,
definitely we need a center back, and definitely we need a right back. So I don't think we need a midfielder. Okay, because with Rovella coming back, I think we're pretty much stuck over there. Okay, and of course, and we don't need a forward unless anybody leaves. Okay, so if
we need
they offer
fullbacks too.
if they offer, oh yeah, we need fullback for sure. We have Cambiaso coming back. That's for sure is going to stay here. Okay, and we were trying to get him back like in January, and Bologna didn't want to give that the deal to us. Okay, so we need Cambiaso. Okay, because we don't have fullbacks actually. Right now, we have fullbacks. Danilo Sandro, they're playing like a center back, and this Quadrado that is leaving mostly for sure. Okay, and De Sciglio. That actually you're talking with one of the few De Sciglio fans in the world. So okay.
You, De Sciglio
Yep.
fan. There you go.
Yep. Yeah.
There,
Yep. Definitely. Yeah. Of course, it's not gonna be. It's. But tell me a major mistake made by De Sciglio, and I'm gonna agree with you. You're not gonna find a major mistake by De Sciglio.
well, I can't think of any off the top of my head here, but maybe I'll tag
Exactly.
you the next time I see one.
Like, yep, do it because top of my mind, I have a 3 or 4 mistakes by Cancelo that cost us game.
Yeah, and I could think of some for Sandro too. But then the
Oh yeah,
then the
many of them.
argument then the argument is minutes
of them.
because De Sciglio hasn't
Many of
had
them.
as many minutes or whatnot. But it'll go back and forth. But I'll keep an eye out for that now that you mentioned that, because
Of course, you're
but
not
yeah,
gonna have
Sandro,
like a
man, oh my God, that
spectacular,
one against
wonderful
Inter. Oh,
performance by him, but he's gonna be solid. It's gonna be solid, and that's what you're asking. But
there you go.
if you tell me that you have a De Sciglio as like a third option, I'd be happy. Of course, it cannot be the first option. It cannot be like
Yes.
starting. But okay, I agree. That I agree. But if you tell me that he's the third option over there,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Andrew Chow, what are we doing at 10 p.m.? Hey, don't worry, I'm still going to be back at 5:30 a.m. I'm welcoming my friend from Juventus Official Fan Club Hollywood. Again, everybody, if you're in their neck of the woods, make sure you reach out to Matteo and his crew and become a member. These guys are doing beautiful things. Follow them on Twitter as well, okay? And they're tagged in our show post and everything. You'll see it. I'm going to tag them again tomorrow morning for the replay of this show. And again, they're doing great stuff. This is going to be the first time of many where we'll do some late night stuff with Matteo because I've had a lot of fun tonight. Great insight.
One question, 1 minute, because I think we need to close, and it's already more than an hour we are on this. And let me ask you, because look, you're a fan, but you see from maybe for a different perspective things than I'm seeing. Okay, things we have different, completely different background. What do you think about the organized fund situation? And
For
I know
me-
it's not an easy question, so.
Yeah, for me, it's it really pissed me off. It pissed me off, and it pissed me off when I first saw it too, because for me, and I was there. I saw the stadium in its prime and what it could be, and when it was our fortress and everything, and I loved it. At the same time, while I wanted to get back to that, I can see why Agnelli put a stop to kind of what was going on and whatever. And there was people amongst these groups that were trying to hold the club for ransom. Okay.
Yep.
So there was problems in both sides, and two wrongs don't make a right. But to go there and actually physically go into the stadium and tell people to be silent, that is just hurting the players. And the players have absolutely nothing to do with any of it. And to be honest, when I see that and I see sign like Silencia, whatnot, it pisses me off, man. It pisses me off.
Oh, so you see, you actually see that first person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because actually, I've only been like once at the Allianz Stadium. Okay, so I'm just trying to understand what's happening. Okay, then next week is gonna be my second time over there. Okay, and it pissed me off. I agree, and I'm not gonna say that totally wrong. Okay, they may have some reason on that. Okay, but at the end of the day, if today, I'm highlighting today. I'm emphasizing today, you're not supporting this team with what everything is going on right now in Italy and in Europe. Okay, that means you don't care about Juventus. You just care about your group. Okay, and your group, because I'm part of Juventus, but I'm supporting Juventus. I don't like Allegri. I don't like Sarri. I don't like Pirlo or whatever it is. I'm a Juventus fan. I'm not an Allegri fan. Okay, so at the end of the day, we should be there. And at the end of the day, just to name, when I was 12 teenager, okay, the group was the Drughi, the Vikings, the Era Bianconero, okay. If you look at them, they're promoting the thing with the Viking, not Juventus, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Juventus, I'm not a fan of Viking. That being said, they may have some right, okay, but the way they're acting right now, they're just doing strong.
Yeah. The way and another thing, like for me, is I never tell anybody. So just like you put with, you're a fan of the club first. Allegri, Sarri, Pirlo, all that is just opinion. It comes and goes. Even players come and go, but the club remains. And I'm in love with the club. But what happens is I never tell anybody how to support. I will never tell anybody this is how you have to be, this whatever.
Okay.
But in this circumstance, I actually will, because it impedes on how others choose to support and what they want to do, because they're actually in the stadium telling people not to sing. That's terrible.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. And to some people, they're intimidating them into not singing. That is so wrong on so many levels. And it's frustrating. But for me, the way I see it is there's a way to go about what you want to get, because they do have some points where I would agree with them. They should be getting a little bit from the club in order because of what they do and what they provide and the support and the fact they travel and whatnot. So I could see them getting a little bit of a break, but they also have to be respectful in terms of what happened to the club from some of those members that were holding them for ransom. So for me, instead of taking the high road and try to do things the right way, they're going full throttle in giving the club even more reasons not to let them back in to do what they were doing before.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, absolutely it's like... Agree.
And you said something super right, because at the end of the day, coaches change, player change, okay, team rest, okay. I have probably between 40 and 50 jersey, okay. I don't want a jersey with any name. I just want a Juventus logo. I have only one, actually two, because Andrea actually give me one, okay, and he give me a Del Piero one from like the Coppa Intercontinentale for '96 where we beat
nice, the Intercontinental.
Well, Andrea is one of the biggest collector of Juventus jersey that you can find in this world. And the only other jersey that I have is Vialli.
Yeah.
Because Vialli was my hero when I grew up. Okay, so he was my favorite player. I know he stayed only 4 years with us. He looked like 20. Okay, so he was my favorite player ever. Okay, no, the second one isn't even close. Okay, actually, today is still April 3rd. Okay, at least where we live. Okay, is marked the anniversary of the first time I went to the Le Alpi Stadium. It was 17 years ago. Okay, and it was the semi-final against Nantes. So I was there for that game.
Yeah. That's incredible. That's amazing. Vialli, I've always loved. When I first started watching with my father, at like 7 years old, I remember, and it was Vialli, Ravanelli, and Baggio, and it was incredible, man, incredible. But I love Vialli, and then obviously in '96, he was our captain, and it was amazing stuff.
I seen the only goal that Vialli scored with Juventus jersey, because he scored against Nantes. It was 2-0. Was Vialli and Jugovic scored 2-0, and then we think we lost 3-2 the second leg of the semi-final, and then we win the final in Rome against Ajax. So that's
there you go. Amazing.
Okay.
Now everybody, live chat. You guys have been amazing tonight. This is pretty good considering we never run shows at this time, and you guys have been awesome. Great questions. Great chat. Matteo, we're going to do this again because everybody had a good time. You were a great guest. I had a lot of fun. Again, keep an eye out for these guys. Okay, we're going to tag them, and we're going to be sharing through the channel where you can meet up with them, okay, and join up and have watch parties with them and take advantage of all the other perks of being a member of an official fan club, because they put in a lot of great stuff. I'm going to give Matteo a chance here to say something before we sign off and everything. Anything you want to share about the club? And if you have a prediction for tomorrow's game, now's the time, my friend.
I'm always wrong usually. But okay, first of all, let me apologize because I talk over you probably 100th time. So, but that's the way.
No worries.
So
No
sorry
worries.
about that. It was absolutely, and I could get used to this. Yeah.
There you
And
go.
it was a pleasure. Honestly, I hope to be back soon. Okay. Actually, hopefully we can work something when I'm in Torino. Hopefully that would be. Oh, okay.
He loves it. Yeah,
Midnight.
Shatterstar says midnight for him. Perfect. There you go.
And hopefully we can work something out when I'm in Torino. Okay. And it's about the club, we have our website is www.jofchollywood.com. Okay, and you find all the link, everything to become a member, to our social. So you can find it like in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So you just look for JFC Hollywood
I just put it in the
Hollywood.
live chat too for
Okay.
anybody who's looking. There's the link. Okay, so www.jofchollywood.com. Yeah, amazing.
I know that we should work on TikTok, but we are all guys, me, Julie, and I. So I have no idea how TikTok works. So we are all guys over here. Okay. Don't say your prediction. Okay, Julia knows me. Let me fun story. Okay, I know Julia for like 4 years. Okay, not that much if you think about that. Okay, and we basically I talk with him more than talk with my wife. Okay, and first time I see Giulio is for a game that you remember pretty well, is Inter Juventus 2-3. I think you have a T-shirt about the game.
Oh yeah,
actually.
oh yeah,
Scored.
Higuain's
Okay.
finisher. Oh yeah.
Exactly. That's the first time I see Giulio in my life. Okay, so we were watching the game together. Okay, and and so in the first, no, I think in the second half, I think we were still up 1-0. We were on 1-1. Okay, there is Higuain basically took out on Danovic is with an empty net, he shoot out. Okay, so Giulio stand up. Okay, took his shoes. Okay, say a lot of Italian word I cannot repeat right now, and threw the shoes at the wall. Okay, like that, like at the project. So I look at Giulio. I was like this.
Yeah.
So no, it's fun. So we are just crazy. We're both crazy. We have different opinion many times, but that's basically what we're making the club working right now. And we have an amazing group of guys, and hopefully we great. The goal is to grow up, but the goal is to have fun, honestly. So we have. April is gonna be. We have a watch party on Saturday. We're gonna have a watch party. I don't know, maybe for Napoli game, because both of us will not be in town. Hopefully, we need to work on that. Okay, May. I hope we're gonna have more event, like we're working on a dinner. We're working like on a hike. We're working on a pickup game. We're working on a lot of things. And guys, like, and hopefully, Juventus is gonna gift us to be United States next year too. So
yeah.
It looks pretty good, but
There you go.
I don't know anything. There is nothing sure about that. So honestly, it's just rumors. But what Laporta said last week was pretty encouraging. We just had to hope that it's going to be the West Coast, because the East Coast basically.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, last not least, I know Julio says don't say your prediction, but I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your prediction for tomorrow's game?
I'll be happy with a 1-0. Even a 0-0 wouldn't be a best score, but I think the away goal doesn't count double, right? It's working like it's like basically like the European competition format,
yeah, I
right?
believe they got rid of the away goal. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't. Inter is gonna be mad tomorrow, and. So hopefully Rabiot is gonna get another ball with his arm.
I hope so. I hope too. I hope he juggles it into the net and they give it to us. I would love it. Tomorrow morning, everybody, you can see my predictions, because we're gonna be live getting ready for Hyped Up at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time.
No idea how can you do it.
Matteo, I had a great time, amazing time. We're going to do this much more often. Everybody, you see the link to their website, okay? If you're in that neck of the woods, these are your guys, okay? Great club, and they're doing great stuff. We are happy to partner up and share even more of the great moments all together. Tutti, okay? All? What did they say? What was the tifo for the last game?
Fino alla fine? Uniti.
Okay? Uniti. That's what we all must be right now, more than ever, okay, everybody? I hope you enjoyed this new time, okay, this late night time. You guys were great in the live chat. Matteo, this is the first of many, I hope, my friend. And we should probably get Giulio on sometime too. All right.
Yeah, Julia will be fun because you're gonna have completely different opinion than me. So yeah, you need to have that. So
You
it's
know
gonna
what?
probably
We'll do
say
it.
the opposite of me, so.
We'll set up all three of us and have some fun one night, okay? And maybe I'll bring one of my crew and we'll make four and we'll have a real good hot takes debate or whatnot. But everybody, as always, until tomorrow morning, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.
Yeah.